When I heard 17, I was hoping that it was going to be one of those false positives for sure.
Certainly, we're gonna miss 17. He does a lot for this football team, brings a lot of leadership, obviously his playmaking ability, and but those are the circumstances that are dealt, and our guys understand that the standards and expectations don't change.
They got to get ready for our bag of tricks too. We got plenty of things in the offense. We worked through a heavier plan last week, knowing that we're playing 2 games in 5 days. So we're loaded for bear, as the Big Mike used to say.
Sims, I'm going to disappoint you. I'm going to disappoint you off top. I'm going to do something I don't think I've ever done. And it's got less to do with Aaron Rodgers and his ability to adjust without his top receivers, 2 of his top receivers, and MBS as well, not going to play, but more about how explosive Arizona is, having added Zach Ertz to Kyler Murray's arsenal. I'm going to doubt Aaron Rodgers. I'm going to doubt Aaron Rodgers. I don't think he can elevate the supporting cast that he's taken into this game tonight enough to offset what Arizona's offense is capable of doing. So I got the Cardinals, and I got the Cardinals kind of winning easily. What say you?
I'm kind of with you, Michael Smith. I am. I mean, again, you know me. I love Aaron Rodgers. I mean, Aaron Rodgers in his prime is the greatest quarterback I've ever seen. He's still damn good and in the conversation for one of the best quarterbacks in the game. There's no doubt about that. But, yeah. I mean, no Devontae Adams, who much of the offense is orchestrated around. Allen Lazard, clearly the second best receiver. Valdez-Scantling, that's news to me. I was hoping he was going to be able to play. Maybe something more recent. So him not being there, yeah, that's a blow to their football team as well. Because now you're getting to a whole bunch of guys that are just unproven. And let alone, listen, I still had questions about Green Bay coming in this matchup if they were at full strength. I do. Green Bay to me a little bit, listen, I respect them, you know that. But here's how I kind of view them. They're the execution team right now. We execute on offense. We might not make a lot of big plays, but we're not going to mess up. And, you guys might mess up one time and just give us an extra possession, and that's all we need to do to win the football game. Defense is the same way. It's a good defense. I don't look at it to be a dominant defense, and there's no Jair Alexander out there. There's no Zadarius Smith out there right now. And that to me is where, Green Bay, out of the 5 awesome teams we got in the NFC, they don't have the elite star power that these other teams have, that the Bucks, the Rams, Arizona, the Dallas Cowboys have. It is a little bit about more like execution, and we're not going to mess the game up, and we'll wait for you to mess up. They're playing a team tonight, though, that knows how to execute too. Maybe not quite at the same high level, but they make a whole lot more plays, to your point, on both sides of the ball. There's superstars galore everywhere, and I'd be disappointed if Arizona didn't win the football game tonight.
All right, you guys led me exactly where I wanted to go, especially Sims talking about defense, because I think really that's what the game is going to come down to. We both, all of us, really focus on Kyler Murray and Aaron Rodgers. But I want to ask you, Sims, which defense is more prepared to deal with the opposing quarterback? In other words, does Green Bay have something for Kyler Murray that he doesn't really want to see, or does Arizona have something for Aaron Rodgers that will make him uncomfortable? If you have to break it down that way, which defense has the advantage tonight?
Yeah, good question. I mean, I think Arizona is clearly the more talented defense. I think you saw that by my first answer. And I think Vance Joseph's a hell of a coach, the defensive coordinator for the Arizona Cardinals. He's creative week to week. He takes away strengths of other teams. He's not afraid to think out of the box. So, and then, of course, Rodgers, we played that clip. He is right. You don't know exactly how Green Bay is going to attack now that Devontae Adams is not there. But I don't think that changes my thought at all. Green Bay's defense, they're good. But I don't look at any one area and just go, oh, my gosh, they're so dominant here, and you better watch out or they'll really ruin the football game for you. Hey, Washington never punted the ball last week. They moved the ball up and down the field on Green Bay. They had no answer for Taylor Heineke running. So To me, the Arizona offense kind of has answers for everything, and they do put defenses in a bind. And Kyler and them have shown the ability to be patient and execute, and it doesn't always have to be about big plays. They run the ball well. You know, Michael Smith talked about the tight ends. They're playing with more tight ends. They got play action pass this year, let alone they can spread you out with like 4 game changers at wide receiver. So from that standpoint, Michael Holley, I do go with Arizona being a little bit better equipped to stop Green Bay than the other way around.
Staying with the Arizona defense, I was sick to my stomach for J.J. Watt because this is the 4th time since 2016, so the last 6 seasons, that he will have played in fewer than half the games after suffering a season-ending shoulder injury. And it wasn't just a garden variety shoulder injury. We got more details of it. He tore a bicep, labrum, and rotator cuff, and also dislocated his shoulder, ironically against his former team, the Texans. So I guess 2-part question here. One, how was he playing and contributing to this Cardinals defense pre-injury, and how big of a loss is that? But really the second part is, you know, he's older, he's far removed from I think he won 3 Defensive Player of the Year. He's already Hall of Famer, we know. But like, is this not only season ending, but potentially career ending as we know it for J.J. Watt? Or can he come back from it and still be a contributor based on what you saw this year? Going back to the first question.
I think that I'm going to answer the second part first. Like, I do think he can come back from this. Hey, listen, I was skeptical about how much Arizona paid him to begin with anyways. You know, what did he get, $15-16 million a year?
Sounds
I
about
thought that
right.
was risky. Yeah, it was risky for his age, you know, and the injury history that you're kind of explaining. I mean, when you get up to that age and you got injury history, history tells you that you're going to get injured again. That is with that type of player. But to your first part of the question about how he was playing this year, he was playing damn good. You know, again, you can't look at stats all the time with defensive linemen. I think he only got 1 or 2 sacks on the year. It's about messing the playoff. I call it on my podcast, I call it F the play up. You know, I won't use the rest of the word there. But he F's the play up a lot, where he might not get on the stat sheet for it, but he busted through the line of scrimmage, and now the play doesn't work exactly the way it's supposed to. Now the running back had to run some other way, and they got tackled by somebody else, and the stat sheet doesn't say that, no, J.J. Watt really won that play for them. Mm-hmm. So he did still have that ability, but they're very talented, and they got some guys on the front that are certainly capable of holding down the fort. Chandler Jones is coming back. Marcus Golden has been phenomenal this year. And then they got, you know, like what I like to call the 3 super freaks at linebacker. I mean, Isaiah Simmons leading the charge. Zayvon Collins, who's a little bigger. Yeah, little bigger, but like still athletic freak. And then you add in Jordan Hicks, who can fly around the field. I mean, so they'll be okay, but it does stink. I do feel for J.J. Watt. And like you said, Michael Smith, I mean, Hall of Famer, hands down, first ballot Hall of Famer, and one of the greatest defenders we've ever seen in the sport.
Yeah, it's going to be a great game tonight, fellas. And one game, Chris Sims, that I thought was going to be great on Sunday, it was not great at all. And it was Bengals-Ravens. The Bengals handled Baltimore. And Michael Smith, I'm going to show you my maturity because I'm going to talk about a player that you love and I wasn't really crazy about, the draft pick, Jamar Chase. So Jamar Chase is having like this historic rookie season for a wide receiver. And I'm wondering, Sim, since you're such a fan and a student of quarterback play, do you look at Chase's season and say, that's Joe Burrow taking him there? Or is it, hey, Chase is taking Joe Burrow somewhere that he probably couldn't have gone without Chase?
Well, I'll say Jamar Chase has taken the offense to places where they couldn't have gone without him, you know. And I know we talked about the Penei Sewell, Jamar Chase thing a lot. And, like, listen, I think the old school thought of, like, 1988, oh, you got to take the left tackle and dominate the line of scrimmage. It's not as prevalent in the 2021 NFL anymore. No. That's why I erred on go Jamar Chase all the way in the draft. They're both awesome. I mean, they're both awesome, Michael Holley. They really are. I mean, Joe Burrow, he was awesome last year before he got hurt. And this year, he's improved his arm strength. He talked about it in the offseason about being able to throw the ball with a little more power and fitting it into tight windows. And, of course, as he's gotten more comfortable, I talk about this all the time. I mean, look at this play right here. That's Patrick Mahomes needs to watch some Joe Burrow film and how he works the pocket. He is a magician in the pocket. He is a slippery son of a bitch. That's what I call him all the time on the show or the podcast. But then he has the innate ability to just play one-on-one ball with Jamar Chase. And Jamar Chase is a superstar. He's already in the conversation for the best receiver in football. I mean, for my money, he can catch 50-50 balls. He adjusts smoothly to back shoulder balls.
Already?
And then, yeah, already. I'm putting him up there in the Tyreek Hill.
Woo!
Yes, definitely that class. He's a game changer. You cannot cover him man-to-man. It's official. Nobody can cover him man-to-man. He's a great route runner. He can run through tackles, arm tackles. You see, he can break tackles. And then, like a Tyreek Hill, he's got 3 rockets up his ass, and he can run away from anybody on the football field. Yeah, Michael Smith. Yeah, you're right. On this one, you are right on this one, Michael Smith.
Yeah. That was great stuff. That was great stuff.
And you know what? And Sims, you catch this, Mike. Not only is it bad enough that Jamar Chase is dunking on me and hanging on the rim and what? You want some more? No, that's only if that's not bad enough. Sims is going, well, we're no longer in that 1988 old way of looking at football. That's played. We moved on.
Sims, there's something about these LSU guys, man. They take the league by storm. We saw with Justin Jefferson, and I don't know that I've been as excited. And this is a segue to my next question. I'm going to stay in Ohio. I don't know if I've been as excited about a guy coming into the league at wide receiver since Odell Beckham burst onto the scene. And the reason I say that is I look at the trade deadline a couple of days away. I just look at how Cleveland does not use Odell Beckham. Could you see him getting moved? Have you heard anything about him getting moved? I don't really have a question other than just free Odell. He feels like, is he not the guy he was pre-injury? It's almost like when Baker does play, he doesn't look his way. It just feels like an unnecessary contract and player that they have if they're not going to use him. Can you see him getting moved by Tuesday?
I mean, I haven't heard rumors. I've kind of been pounding on the table saying that. The exact same things you're talking about. Physically he looks good. I do think it's in his, he had the few drops last week right on the Thursday night game. I think it's a little bit in his head. But just like a shooter in the NBA, if you don't get shots, it's hard to just go out there and make baskets. He never gets to get into a rhythm of the football game anymore. So it is hard from that aspect. And, I'm with you. Jamar Chase has hit that excitement level that, OBJ hit when he came out into the league. There's no doubt about that. But, if I'm Cleveland, I would be shopping OBJ. I would. They got other receivers that they like on their roster. They're good. Their team is not about throwing the football anyways. It's about running the ball and using play actions and boots off of that. You could trade Odell and probably get a pretty little penny back right now and bolster your team up in the next year's draft. And I got to think, there's teams out there could use them. I've been saying, Buffalo, in my opinion, needs another weapon. Hands down to me. They do. It can't. I do. Yes. Well, because
but Cleveland
Cole
can't
Beasley
trade with Buffalo, though.
No, I know.
That,
Nor
right?
can they trade with Kansas City either, right? Yeah, so they can't trade it. I know, but those are two teams that I'd go, they both could use a weapon. Of course, Green Bay could use it, but hey, this just in, shocker, Green Bay's got salary cap issues. I don't know where the hell all the money is, but it ain't in the right places, so they can't do that, okay? But to your point, I would be, if I'm Cleveland, looking at that, because they got, Peoples-Jones, the kid Schwartz is good. We know they got other receivers. I'm blanking out on their names right now that also contribute to the football team. And it just doesn't seem like it's a marriage that's working. And for that reason, I would be looking to shop them, no doubt.